All right, how good a blocker is Kanan Freeman?
He's good. He's like Coach Craddock was saying, he's a young guy, but we do one-on-one pass rush with the running backs. We did it all fall camp, and he's one of those guys who consistently was blocking whoever his opponent was. He does a really good job.
How did you think you guys played just overall?
Overall, I thought we played well, but there's always room for improvement. We had 3 interceptions, and we had the 3.5 sacks from Lawler and things like that. But there's always places where we can be even better. We have a goal of a certain number of tackles we don't want to miss, and we got that goal. But the ultimate goal is to have no missed tackles. So, we can always continue to get better at what we're doing.
What's the biggest difference between the defense you rolled out against North Texas and last year's version?
I think there's a completely better understanding of the defensive scheme. Everybody really understands what it is that we're supposed to do, and people there's a different type of trust. It's all about trusting your teammate, your brother, that they're going to do their job. You can't be selfish when you play on defense, because if you're focused on making the play, then you might not be where you're supposed to be, and then you get in the way of somebody else being where they're supposed to be, and that's how big plays happen. So, we're really trusting each other and just being where we're supposed to be. And I also think there's a lot more speed on defense this year. We got Rodney Clemens, who's back. Kyron Mitchell had injured his knee last season. I feel like he's back, and he's faster and stronger than he's ever been. We got some young guys who are fast in our Mikel Onu and Christian Davis, Eric Sutton. Those guys, they bring a lot of speed to the table. So I think just a combination of speed, trust, and understanding of the defense has really brought our defense along nicely.
Coach talked about playing 31 of the 47 freshmen he's signed the last couple of years, at least the defensive guys. What do you really notice that stood out about them and what they bring now this year?
That's one thing I noticed during fall camp is man, these young guys can really play. I remember when I came in as a freshman, I was this round, chubby kid who, was here. And these kids that we got this season came in looking like college football players. The linebackers that we brought in are all, 225 pounds and up as 18-year-olds. And then, like I just mentioned, Mikel Onu especially really impressed me during camp, just his ability to fly around and really make plays. He had several interceptions. So they're football players, and they understand the game, and they work hard. They study the playbook. So that's what I noticed is just they understand.
Your opener was a little different because you had a team playing under a new coaching staff, but going into Waco this weekend, how much do you look back at last year's game against Baylor, and how much of your focus will be simply studying their game against Northwestern State?
Well, since they've only had one game this year, of course we're going to have to watch film from last year, but I don't think we're going to focus solely on the game from last season. We're ready to get this season going. So yeah, we're going to watch film from last year, and we're going to see what they did against Northwestern State. And I think that our coaches are going to do a great job at game planning for us and put us in the best possible position to win.
As a defensive guy, how do you like a challenge like this? Is this as good as it gets?
I'm so excited just to play a team with so much speed and who's had so much success. You love a moment like this because it's really an opportunity for you to show what you can do. They're gonna have wide splits. They're gonna spread us out across the field, and we're gonna have to make some plays. But as a competitor, you gotta love that.
Coach Morris talked about the speed they have at receiver, but he said at the end of the day, Baylor comes to run the ball first. Mm-hmm. Their lead guy, Shaka Linwood, has had a lot of games, put up huge numbers. What's the biggest challenge or challenges that he presents for your defense?
Shaka Linwood he's number 32, and he's a great back, but I don't know that we'll be preparing for Shaka Linwood any different than we did for Jeffrey Wilson. We're obviously, like you said, they run the ball, but it's another football game. So like I mentioned before, our defensive scheme, they're going to put us in the best position to make the plays, and then at that point it's just up to us to make the plays.